Welcome back. I've had a bit of a rough time lately. First off, and least consequential in the long run, the duck is mad at me for suggesting he should be tortured by Evil LLC to find me. They didn't even send their own people, and that security service that used to rough up union workers and is still being used by multiple companies for anti-union purposes as recently as 2022 was sent instead. I forget the name. It's not like they did anything other than threatening to break his kneecaps and taking out their batons to show they were serious. Of course, while he's feigning anger at me, I'm seriously mad at him. That bastard sold me out before they even touched him. Thankfully, I was 2 steps ahead and lied about where I was. The only accurate information he was able to give was my burner phone number, now thrown away, and one of my many email addresses, which is currently being used to lead Evil LLC on a wild goose chase. I'm still in contact with the duck, of course, and I accepted the apology I forced out of him. I think he might want an apology from me, but I've only apologized for one thing in my life, and damn sure ain't gonna do it again. Secondly, the thing that's really been weighing heavily on my mind is Sporacious MC. That piece of fungal decay tried to set me up. I thought he was cool, but after I told him about the album name idea, Mushrooms from Madrid to Moscow, he wanted to meet me and catch up. I told him about my current living situation and that I can't exactly leave my freedom bunker, so he offered to come to me. At that point, of course, I was suspicious, so I gave him the address for one of my alternate bunkers. I created several when I decided to go on the lam, just in case one became compromised. Paranoia's just how I roll. Anyway, I watched on camera feeds as Evil LLC agents raided my alternate bunker less than 5 minutes after I told Sporacious where I was. Guess he wasn't cool. If you can't trust giant fungal growths, who can you trust these days? I need a vacation. I want to be on a nice tropical beach somewhere, drinking something alcoholic out of a coconut with a paper umbrella. Somewhere where the sun's always shining and it never rains because Evil LLC has complete control of the weather. I guess that's something I haven't told you yet. Evil LLC is in complete control of the weather. Well, not complete control. It's run by an AI that occasionally has a temper tantrum when they send it to bed without reading a bedtime Wikipedia article. When that happens, things like frogs and fish fall into the sky like rain will occur. Honestly, I can't believe that one didn't trigger some suspicion from the general populace. It's happened more than once, but everyone just assumes it was a waterspout that no one saw yeeting Kermit and Little Nemo for miles into the distance. Seriously, how is that easier to believe than a company that has an AI who occasionally throws temper tantrums? I guess it's time to look in the boxes. Alright, this one's a pet project that a senior scientist's been working on for about 5 years before this report was written. The scientist's been called out by the financial team because her attempts to understand the mysteries of the universe have yielded 0 results, or at least none that anyone's been able to understand. Apparently, the scientist has a theory that the secrets of the universe are locked within the minds of goldfish. Goldfish. Seriously, we've got a celebrity being replaced by 3 possums, one of which is blind, piled in a flesh mech, and this junk's being funded for 5 years? Who the hell is in charge of the accounting department? I'm going to bet the answer to that's somewhere in these boxes, which I've just given up on sorting at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if the accounting team's just someone using a magic 8-ball. Should this be funded? Shake, shake. Concentrate and try again. Shake, shake. Cannot predict now. Shake, shake. It is certain. Guess we're funding the damn goldfish. I need a... Give me a... Sorry about that. I had to calm myself a bit. Anyway, the scientists spent the first 3 years figuring out how to speak to goldfish, who apparently aren't very conversational because they have the memories of goldfish. After that, the conversations just went in circles for the remaining 2 years. She'd ask the goldfish what the mysteries of the universe were. They'd start to answer, forget what they were doing, and the cycle would repeat for 2 years. The only near answers she was able to obtain were 42, something about 4 gargantuan elephants, the hokey pokey, and other nonsensical answers. She swears she's close to a breakthrough, though, and just asks for more time. They guaranteed her increased funding for the next 20 years. I'm done. I'm gonna email the duck and tell him this is it. I am done. Apparently, the duck says I am under contract and cannot stop until I have fulfilled it. I could fight it, but that would involve getting a lawyer and possibly going into a courtroom. Well, I'm not certain. I believe that may compromise my anonymity, so I guess we're going back to the boxes. This next one's a common request. We've done the same campaign at least a dozen times, and no one noticed. Evil LLC invented a celebrity. I know what you're saying. Isn't that what reality TV is supposed to do? It is. And Evil LLC has their hand in quite a few reality TV pies. But people extending their 15 minutes of shame with internet notoriety and tabloid scandals aren't the ones I'm talking about. No, this is more complex. This is Evil LLC convincing the world that a person they've never heard of is famous. How? Well, you start in small towns. Put posters in department stores and plaster the celebrity's picture everywhere. We've even used high school freshmen as plants because their need to fit in makes them incredibly vulnerable. You tell the yokels that big city people have been talking about this celebrity for months, and it's finally trickled down to their little backwater. After not too long, news of the celebrity trickles into larger locations where people refuse to admit that small-town people discovered the celebrity first, and say of course they've heard of that celebrity. This continues until that celebrity is selling out amphitheaters all over the world or has the highest grossing movie of the year, despite no one actually knowing who the hell they are. I'm sure you're thinking the person has to have some kind of star-making power for this to work. You know, things like talent, personality, looks, and all the other things we associate with people who entertain us. It's not required. We can make the most talentless and obnoxious teenager in, say, Canada famous in a matter of a few months. Evil LLC has promoted so many talentless hacks using this method. Let me give you a list. First off, we have just... That didn't get me fired. Duck must be desperate for talent. Well, I got one for more from the boxes, and this one's timely because it's about the Olympics. Evil LLC helped a little-known country win their first gold medal in the games. The country in question was the People's Republic of Democratic States of Denial. A truly tyrannical country. This report actually has something I've never seen before. Payment. The despot leader of the People's Republic of Democratic States of Denial, or PRODSOD for short, paid for a gold medal by selling his portion of a timeshare in the Amber Room, a relic thought lost from history, but really just used as a vacation spot for those with more wealth than ideas of where to go to relax. Not everybody wants to fly a penis into space. Now, of course, they couldn't give PRODSOD a popular medal. People would question if a country no one's heard of happened to win something like, say, gymnastics or even a shooting competition. While dressage was considered for the longest time by a PR guy, of course it was PR, it was eventually decided that a new sport would need to be created for PRODSOD to win. Therefore, for the first time in Olympic history, a medal was given for correctly guessing the scores of events that are based entirely on judge appeal. Since no one can guess those numbers because they're completely arbitrary, it was easy to give PRODSOD the keys to victory. I wonder if my dating site matches athletic. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I finally found someone on a dating app, and I'm at least 51% sure they're not AI. We've been talking ever since my last upload, and they seem perfect. They've been the only thing that's kept me from completely losing it during a very rough couple of weeks. It's too early to tell for certain, but I think I may have found the one that will not run away when I tell them to meet me in my freedom bunker under the desert with the knowledge that they can never leave once they get there. I told them I'd message them when I was done with this, and I'm looking forward to it. So if I'm not fired before my next upload, good night, people. Stay suspicious.